Ladies, do you ever get frustrated when you get yourself full hot-ified and your so doesn't even seem to notice? My grandmother used to do this on purpose to my grandfather. He would leave bouquets of flowers somewhere in the house for her to find. Or little gifts. He would just randomly do this. My grandmother would always pretend to not notice them. And my grandfather would get more and more upset until she couldn't hold it in any longer and started giggling. Then she would exaggerate finding them and gush for an hour while he beamed lol. You climbed into his lap while looking hot and naked and he said nothing? Girl, I'd be tad annoyed and disappointed too. I'd hope for a response of some kind too. Yes, my so will compliment me randomly from time to time, saying that he thinks I'm beautiful, usually when I'm complaining about my physical appearance to myself in the mirror and he hears me from the next room. But he has not complimented me once on how I look on a specific day. We went to a wedding recently and this was literally the first time in a very long time where I was like holy crap. I look pretty sexy. I wore a slinky black dress and stilettos. And some bold red lips with the perfect amount of makeup. Of course I gushed over him because I never see him in a tux. When I finished getting ready and stepped out, not a word. I love him, but that was like an arrow through the heart. A stranger at the wedding even made a comment about how I looked to him. And still nothing. He's a gem in every other way. But damn if I'll ever hear a wow from him on a given day. Sometimes. But generally I'll just verbally direct his attention. Hey, my butt looks amazing in these shorts. You should see. If even that gets not much, it's because I picked a time where he's engrossed in something and just wait until he's not. That's why I know just blatantly fish for compliments from him. Or deliberately say hey look I did my nails they pretty say they pretty. He's gotten the point that I really like compliments on stuff I've put effort in. So the other day, when I rocked up to the bar looking good, one of the first things he said, in front of all his mates, was I really like how you've matched your nail color to your eyeshadow and your dress. He gets that it's super important that my efforts are appreciated. Because yeah it really does suck when just everything is working for you and you get no nice comments. My BF really doesn't notice when I get hot-ified. It's for me and possibly any girlfriends I'm going to see out that night. I was putting on fancy eye makeup and I showed my boyfriend. His response, oh wow, shiny, shiny like a beetle, exclamation mark, apostrophe, or I find this adorable. I'd love a super cute and unique comment like this. I've been kind of seeing a guy for a few weeks whom I met online. My whole life I've heard men comment on how sweet/cute my voice is. Really seems to be a pleaser of the men. The first time this guy I've been seeing rang me to talk on the phone. His reaction to me first talking was, oh wow, that voice. Really? Not aggravating. I know he was trying to compliment me and it came out all funny and awkward, so I still really loved it. Now whenever we want to compliment each other about something we say it wasn't aggravating. Haha. Oh, I agree. I found the beetle comment so endearing. I felt like I got a glimpse of him at 7. You know, I think that the awkward/sincere thing can often be much more appealing than suave confidence. Oh god. In feeling this, on a whim, I got a haircut. My hair was down to mid-back, and it was cut much shorter than I asked. But I quite like it, to above my shoulders. Not only did my so not notice right away, but his comment, oh, it's not that much shorter, apostrophe, a leg 10 plus inches off, and it's not that much shorter, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Kills me. This is hilarious to me because my husband is the opposite. I had a fringe cut in recently and he just sat there the whole night staring at me and laughing. His reason? I don't even recognize you. It's like there's a stranger sitting next to me. Like, okay, I didn't even think I looked that different. I've learned not to rely on my partner for compliments when my makeup looks boss. He notices the big picture and occasionally makes comments on my clothes, but never what's on my eyes or lips. I just do what makes me happy and instead send selfies to my close friend, who loves makeup as much as I do. I get selfies of her lipsticks and makeup all the time as well. She gets me this I definitely send my on point looks to my close friends who will get what I did differently / super well and give me the compliment I'm fishing for. Had just gotten back from Victoria's Secret with a new haul of lovelies. My so came home right in the middle of the panty parade as I was trying them on in front of the mirror. I thought for sure it would spark something. I was wrong. I told my husband I was getting rid of all lingerie because he never commented on it. I do wear them when I'm feeling sexy, but it would seriously be nice if they voiced their opinions too. I asked my BF once if he liked the way I had done my makeoop, pointing out that it was different, and he very sweetly shrugged and said, "Are all your limbs there? I'm good." Apostrophe. On the flip side, sometimes he'll stop and ask me, "Wow, is that a new shirt?" No, it's 4 years old. He's sweet and adorable. Is it weird that I immediately thought that my so doesn't ever not notice? He always compliments me when I'm looking good. Yeah, the other day I got myself looking nice. I actually put effort into my makeoop and wore something other than jeans and a t-shirt and sneakers. My boyfriend notices and says, "Why do you look like you're going out somewhere?" "We are only going to my aunt's shop and going to the mall." Sigh. My motivation and self-esteem have been hugging the floor recently. I just wanted to feel nice about myself for at least one day lol. Yes, my husband is a bit unknowing when it comes to how to give me compliments and such. I remember I got super pissed once because we were going to his friend's wedding and were on a budget, so I had done everything myself. I spent literally almost the whole day primping myself and looked hot. Little black dress, hair and makeoop on point, nails done. He put on his best suit and I told him I thought he was hot. He has a great ass and dress pants accentuate it. He got the location wrong and we ended up missing it entirely. Then we got home. I changed to sweats and realized he had said nothing about how I looked the entire night. He admits to just forgetting to say something or not thinking about saying something, but thinks I am. I told him I needed it sometimes, that I do all the other stuff and feel great, but to have your so not say something kinda feels crappy sometimes. Looks / physical attraction are part of a relationship. Let me start by saying that my so isn't observant. Like it takes him days to notice that I redecorated the house or hung up some new wall art. When I take time and actually do the hair / makeup, I'd expect most people close to me would notice the extra pizzazz. He doesn't, and that's okay. He tells me that I'm beautiful when I first wake up and tells me how proud he is of me for my academics and career. Of course I'm still disappointed that he doesn't notice my new haircut, but I'm okay with it. I also make note to compliment him when I think he looks nice and thank him when he does nice things. I used to get upset about this, and I used to want compliments without provocation, but guys can be silly, and if something is obvious to them, i.e., "You look damn sexy right now," they think you know already and don't say anything. Best to just ask sometimes. Yes, my husband seems to prefer me when I seriously feel hideous. Sweet pants, no makeoop, hair a mess from sleeping, and unshowered. Then when I put on makeoop or straightened my hair, he says he prefers it frizzy. I suppose this is a good thing. But when I get a haircut or dye my hair and he says it looks the same and can't tell, it's a little disappointing. I just text my husband during my haircut telling him what I got done, so that when I get home he can compliment it. I count on female friends for the genuine hair compliments when something major gets done, haha. My so never notices my makeoop and really notices my hair, but he always manages to grab my boobs if I'm naked. In your situation, I'd be pretty disappointed too. My BF does this all the time. He claims I just have really bad timing, but I think he just likes more chase. It's really frustrating though, and I get a not burst of reassurance I'm not the only one getting my hair and makeoop just right only to be rejected while naked. We are not alone. Opus. BTW, I take it really personally and usually end up crying. BC, I'm emotional. A little bit. But whenever I've asked him about it he says, "But my preference for you is naked," which okay, I can accept that. But being naked isn't always appropriate, haha. To be fair, he does say things like you look lovely / your hair is nice / etc more often than he doesn't say anything, but there are times I've dressed up because I wanted to look nice for him and he doesn't notice, or he's confused. The year we got married we spent Christmas alone and didn't leave the house. I changed into a nice dress for dinner and he questioned it. I pointed out that I didn't want to slum around in jammies all day. I wanted to look nice for him for at least for a couple of hours. Sometimes he does, and sometimes he doesn't. I know sometimes he's preoccupied with things. But sometimes when we go out, and I take my time to put makeup on and dress up, I would love a compliment. I don't usually do my makeup, and I wear clothes to work, and then come home and change into comfy clothes. But yes, I would like the validation of dang I have a hot wife when I get dolled up. Luckily I haven't had this problem. I don't really wear makeup or do my hair fancy, but sometimes I do take a little more care of myself and my boyfriend always notices. He compliments me all the time and it usually leads to sex that day. We are both really big complimenters, lol. I hope that never dies. I looked really good on New Year's. But no, didn't say a word. It made me feel horribly self-conscious for most of the night. We've all been there. It's hard getting up the motivation to put in effort when it feels completely unappreciated. Since I'm a stay-at-home mom with a newborn and a toddler, I have definitely let myself go when it comes to my hair and makeup. I decided that it wasn't fair to my husband, so I've been taking the time to get ready for him. It's not much, but I make myself look put together every day. My husband has yet to say anything to me. I'm realizing that I just need to keep doing it because it makes me feel better about myself. But it definitely bothers me that he doesn't notice. Yes, I know I shouldn't expect compliments, but it's still a disappointment when I don't even get a "you look nice today." Sometimes I really put effort into it. There was this one guy I dated for about 3 months, and he never once told me he thought I was pretty or anything similar to that. I got really dressed up for one of our dates, and still nothing. Ugh. I know exactly how you feel. My so left for work out of town for the next week, and I was hoping to get some attention before. I took a late shower yesterday and put on some lingerie and pranced around. He said, "Oh, it looks okay, just not used to it," then just walked away to play on the computer. I was saving that one for a super sexy time and I guess it wasn't his style. No happy times were had either. It does hurt my feelings some, but I'm trying to understand that our moods don't always match up. I had this happen with my ex. I'd been out to a fancy dinner with some friends. I was wearing my vintage polka dot halter neck puffy skirt dress. I had my hair done up and the makeup etc. I stayed in his place that night, and when I walked in the door I was expecting something, since it was his first time seeing me dressed up like that. He said nothing. Our sex life hadn't been super great, and I was just feeling generally unwanted and unattractive, and it turned into an argument. We made up, but he'd always tease me about that time I got upset because he didn't tell me I was pretty, proving just how much he'd missed the point. This used to really upset me. Major blow to confidence and all that. Now I actually say, "Hey, now's a great time to tell me how good I'm looking, or tell me I'm smart and pretty, or whatever." Fortunately my boyfriend is aware enough to stop whatever he's doing at that point and pay me some attention. He says it's really helpful because he doesn't mean to be oblivious and sometimes just needs his focus drawn to whatever. Basically, we both win and it's awesome. It definitely bothers me. My BF is not one for a lot of compliments, but I wish he noticed when I put in extra effort. Yup, I've lost 9 pounds and he's just complained about my not eating real food. Apparently KFC is real food and Kayla's not. Till I shaped my eyebrows and it took him 24 hours to notice. When he did, he complained. I'm ready to smack him. Yes. Both times I've gone to a wedding with my BF I've spent easily an hour and a half getting ready. Usually takes me 15 minutes. And both times he said "you look nice" when prompted. It twisted the knife in a little deeper when we got to the first wedding and he was telling all the bridesmaids they looked beautiful because that's what you're supposed to do. He calls me beautiful every morning, so I can't really complain. but I can definitely identify with putting in all that extra effort only to have it go unnoticed. Get a 5-year-old girl in your life. Seriously, they are the best at giving compliments when you feel hot, and when you feel like ass, they will constantly think you're the bomb. Well, sometimes he notices, sometimes he doesn't. It really sucks when he doesn't notice. Usually if I run out of patience for a compliment, I'll say, "Do I look alright?" He always responds with, "You look beautiful." And because I can tell he means it, it makes me smile and blush, and I feel better. Every once in a while, though, if I put in effort to my outfit, he'll comment unsolicited that I look cute. That puts me on cloud 9! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. It makes me feel so good when he notices my efforts. It's all for him. Anyway, when he doesn't notice, it feels like I gave him a gift and he didn't say thank you. Pro tip for guys lurking in this thread: if she spends more than 15 minutes on her hair/makeup, just say wow as soon as you see her when she comes to show you the finished product. Wow will make her feel so beautiful. My last so was as big a hippie as I am, so he complimented me sporadically about things like that. The best moment was a night where we went to a party and I wore a little lace dress and wedges that were probably 5 inches high. We were walking home down our street, and I got ahead of him, and he grabbed my arm and pulled me back to him really hard and kissed me. It was like a scene out of a movie. I knew it was, because it was the one time I ever looked sexy, and he couldn't stop checking me out. I didn't need verbal confirmation. But when it comes to compliments in general, like others are discussing, I just hope I find someone as affectionate as I am. What I have experienced in the past is a feeling of slight rejection or hurt when I spend most of my day reminding him of all the things I love about him. It isn't that I'm fishing or think that my compliments warrant any in return. It's that I just love expressing to my so what it is that I love about them, which is everything including their faults. It would be nice to feel that reciprocated, because that's the type of guy I'm interested in. My BF does the same. He doesn't compliment when I try extra hard. Lol, I'll get compliments from others, his mom and friends, but never him. Really? It's annoying, but I don't care as much anymore. I do it for me, and only me now, you know, since it doesn't make a difference for him. Yes! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. It's so annoying. I literally have to point out the extra time, effort, etc. I put into the look. He's a super sweet, loving husband, just ridiculously oblivious. Makes me feel annoyed, but also thankful he doesn't really notice my messy looks either. It all balances out. This happens to me a lot. It's good to know I'm not alone. I actually had to train him to respond to my nudes. It's pretty much the only reason I own lingerie. Turns out, when I put it on for him, he feels like I expect sex, which gives him performance anxiety. If he's gone for the day and I send him a sexy pic though, he knows I just had it on for the picture and that is somehow less pressure, and he now realizes he needs to respond in some way to me. Yes, a few weeks ago after a wedding, we were beat, so we were going straight to bed, but I took off my dress to show off my lingerie because, as I told him, I looked hot and wanted him to see, and he says, "But you're always hot." I wanted him to take note of my outfit. I even straight up said so. This happens to me often, not even just trying to look hot, but even when I just dress nice to go out. I'm pretty sure his one roommate has given me more compliments on my hair and clothes than he ever has. I know the struggle. I had done my makeup today, and my eyeliner came out surprisingly really well, and I know my boyfriend won't notice it, so I told him over text, a pic attached, saying my wings are amazing today, and he said perf. I was like, sweet, I got something out of him. Lol. I dress up for him occasionally, and has only complimented me one time out of like 6 lol. Guys will be guys, and won't notice the struggle we go through to make them notice. I used to get a little miffed, but then I remembered that my boyfriend has never had any relationship experience before, nor has he been heavily involved with his female friends. He has no frame of reference to know what level of fawning is appropriate. I know my own compliment needs, and I project them onto others. And some more clue-eye past lovers have realized that they can project that back, and I'll be super happy. My girlfriends have been better at this than boyfriends. But regardless, experience tends to make someone more likely to pick up on these signals. It was an easy fix. I sat my boyfriend down and said, if you feel like you are being teased or turned on, chances are I'm doing it on purpose. Even if I'm not, it will turn me on to hear what you're thinking. Instantly fixed the problem. He no longer second guesses himself or thinks things. If a thought about my body enters his head, he says it out loud. It does lead to some laughable quotes like your vulva smells like a fruit salad, but hey, that's why I love him. Carrot. Also, I'm so glad he noticed my vulva. I was so excited to get my new kiwi oil lube. My old pelvic physio used to use it, and it's 1000x better than coconut oil for me. Yeah. Sometimes I just wait for any reaction. And there is nothing. It doesn't really matter a lot to me. However, I know and I've heard how he compliments some other girls about their outfits and so on. And that's what hurts a little. I learned most men I deal with can't ever tell if I put makeup or not, did my hair or not. To them it all just looks either good or really good. But they can never tell. Oh yeah. And I've come to learn that it's because my so always thinks I look fancy and put together and stuff. So even when I put in more effort and feel really good about myself, it's kind of like white noise. I get the same compliments that from him that I always get. Nothing more special. There was a time I did something similar to you, and I walked around the house in my bra, trying to be understated and spontaneous, and he didn't seem to notice. So when I finally got dressed, he decided then was when he wanted sex! Exclamation mark. And I completely freaked out. No, you didn't like it before, now you don't get sex. Completely irrational of me. We talked it out. Turns out he quite reasonably thought that walking around in my bra was me getting dressed, which he wasn't really wrong. Lol. Same. He would never react when I'm trying to be sexy. I'd climb on his lap and start grinding my hips or something, and he'd just tell me to get off. It hilarious because I got so upset about it that I decided to bury his face in my 38 DDs and stayed there until he stopped giggling and full on started trying to push me off. One reason I don't wear makeup around my BF unless it's in the public eye. He won't notice the difference. Anyway, why put forth the effort? I sent a link to this post to my so with the message, read the thread and learn the answer to do I need to compliment you every time? Apostrophe. This used to bother me a lot, but I'll let it slide now. I don't get hot-ified for anyone but myself, and he compliments me most when I'm in my natural state. My so is very perceptive. If he's not reacting to a special display of affection, it means something is wrong. Instead of taking it personally, I reel myself in a bit and try to ask him what's going on. Yeah, but I'm used to it at this point. I'm a girly girl, and I put a lot into my appearance and I like it to be noticed. But my boyfriend is sapiosexual, turned on more by intelligence/personality than physical appearance, and prefers a natural look. So the more effort I put in, and the hotter I feel. He either doesn't care or thinks I look worse with all the makeup on. I don't wear an excessive amount, but to him more than mascara is a lot. I suppose there are worse things than being liked for your personality, but it does seem a bit ironic that we ended up together. Edit. He compliments me a lot but never when I would expect him to, or when I feel he should know he's supposed to. You should know better than to try this on Super Bowl Sunday. Try again next Sunday. He will notice. For me personally, I like to look good for myself. First and foremost. If he notices, great. But if not, then I still feel good. Yep, he is not the best at noticing this. Size, he is very good at other things though. So I take the initiative and bring him away from whatever else he is occupied with. My husband says I already know I look good. He has told me he thinks that I get enough attention, so he doesn't need to pile on. I'm sure the guys at work tell you all the time. Apostrophe. I get very dressed for a formal event, and he says you look very nice in a prim tone. That's all I'll get. Open bracket. Guy here. Yes. We are that clueless. Plus, when we are engrossed in something else, a game, a book, TV, or our own thoughts, it gets even harder to notice the outside world, since our attention is a monorail process. Only last night I managed to fail to notice my GF walking around butt naked, because I was daydreaming about my GF walking around butt naked. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.